All right, guys, put those sheets away, and now we're going to go over a couple of new concepts. First, let's talk a little bit about target markets. You guys know what target market is, what a target market would be? Frankie.
It's like directing your goods towards a certain consumer.
Right, right. So if I wanted to sell sneakers, basketball sneakers, I'd probably advertise on ESPN to try and target kids that are playing basketball, right? So we got target markets. Consumer goods. What are consumer goods? Does anybody know? Alice, consumer goods.
It's like goods that are bought, like goods and services that are used by the people, and they use them to make things or like better their lives.
Right. So services or products that are used by people. Versus raw materials. What's a raw material, Ferch? What are raw materials?
Stuff you find from nature, or naturally occurring things used to make other things.
Right, exactly. Something that manufacturers would use, something that they use to produce a consumer good would be a raw material, right? So that's a little bit target marketing, consumer goods. The marketing mix. Anybody know anything about the marketing mix and what the 4 P's are? Let's just take each P at one at a time. Somebody give me a P. Mr. Rose. Product. Product is a good one. What about product? What are we talking about when we talk product? What are we talking? What encompasses that product? What do we mean?
It's like your good that you're trying to sell to people.
The good that you're trying to sell, right? That consumer good, right? What else about it? What are we looking for? What goes into the product?
The raw materials that go into it.
The raw materials that the manufacturers use to make the product, good.
Like your advertising.
Quality of the product, that's a big one, right?
Like the advertising.
Yeah. The design of the product, right? So this is all part of the stages to get to the product, right? What else do we have part of product?
Brand.
Branding. What are some of the brands I see? Alex has probably one of the more famous brands and symbols on with being Nike, right? What are some of the brands that you guys, one of the newest ones that these guys just came out with and marketed, right? You see it on the back of cars. The whale, right? The whale is their symbol and their brand, right? That's how they're trying to enter the marketplace by giving you some type of visual that, you guys remember, all right? What else do we got? Packaging, right? Packaging is a big part of the product, right? Kind of, when you guys walk through stores and things, packaging kind of grabs your eye, right? So that's a lot that entails with product. How about another P? Caitlin?
Price.
Price. All right. What are we talking about when we talk price?
Like how much that they're selling their product for, and if it's like a good enough amount.
Right. How much you're selling the product for. So when you say if it's a good amount, you're kind of talking about your profit margin, right? Are you able to sell this product for that price and make money enough to sustain your business, right? What else do we have when we talk about price?
Could it be like how much it costs to make the product?
Well, that kind of enters into your price, right? You certainly couldn't sell something for less than what you make it for, right? You won't be in business very long. What else?
Like with your
First.
competitors.
Yeah, with your competitors, right? So you're trying to figure out where you could come in and price something and be competitive, right? If you come in and you price something too high, you're probably not going to get that type of sales, generate the type of sales that you would otherwise. Alex?
Like a payment plan, like a lease on a car.
Payment plans, right? Payment plans are big. Think about a lot of the things that you guys do now, even in the gaming industry with your video games, right? A lot of things have gone subscription based and payment plans, so they have continuous revenue coming in, right? So payment plans are a big thing. What about
Like is your target market gonna be able to afford it, or
affordability? A big thing, right? Affordability, a big thing. You don't want to price out your target market, right? So if you're talking about young kids with basketball sneakers, probably most families have a bunch of kids. You're not going to price something at $300 when they can't afford those sneakers for those kids to play in, right? What about, what else we got? How about discounts and things of that nature, right? Don't worry about the phone, we'll get it out there. Discounts, rebates, right? Some of that stuff helps to suck you guys in to buy things, right? If you know that you can send off the form and get a rebate on it, right? All right, what else do we have? Let's go to
Promotion.
the third P, production. Good one. Production,
It's promotion.
promotion. Promotion is another P. What do we mean when we talk about promotion?
Advertising.
Advertising, how we get our product out there to people, right? And advertising, what are some, when we talk about advertising, let's talk about kind of, let's talk about a national advertising campaign. Does anybody have one? Girls?
Gillette.
Gillette, right? Gillette, what's their slogan, you know it? The best a man can get, right? What about Geico,
The lizard.
right? The lizard, everybody recognizes the lizard when we talk about Geico.
State Farm.
State Farm, right? State Farm. What about when we talk about like a more regional one? Kind of one that's probably more than just in the Northeast.
Huge guy.
Yeah, right. So Fusella,
Fusella,
right?
yeah.
Everything's going to be huge, right? And that's kind of his trick to get you guys to watch it and pay attention to his commercials and what deals he has on whether it be a Nissan or whatever it is. So there's national campaigns, and then there's regional campaigns, and then there's your local campaigns. And some of your local campaigns might be something like Ted's Fish Fry, right? You guys all go to Ted's Fish Fry or Stewart's or Jack's Hamburgers or something like that, right? What else goes into promotion? What are we talking about with promotion?
Money.
Money,
It costs.
cost. Well, what were we, there's advertising cost, right? What about, are we going to have direct salesmen?
You could if you could afford it.
Right. If you can afford it, you could have direct salesmen. That's all part of promotion, right?
You also go online though too.
Online. What do you guys? What we talked about?
Pop-up ads.
The pop-up ads, right? Pop-up ads are huge in your guys' lifestyle now. You know, everything you do ends up being recorded, and kind of, if you go visit a website, you might see a pop-up ad in your social media that pertains to that website nowadays, right? So that's a big deal nowadays too.
Side of a bus.
Promotions on the side of the bus, right? Fusella, huge, is on the side of buses sometimes, right? So that's a big one. And then the fourth P. Who's got the fourth P? Anybody?
Please.
Place. And what do we mean by place? Location,
Like
right?
why they put it there.
Location,
Where you buy your product.
where you would buy your product, right?
Where you put your stores.
Where you put your stores.
Is it good for the company? Like is there like a bit of a community around it to have success in it?
Right. I mean, you want to put it somewhere where your target market can get to it, right? You don't want to sell farm equipment in downtown Troy, right? You put farm equipment somewhere out Route 40 or whatever it is, right? So picking your location is big. What about when we talk about pop-up ads? What else would we do with place with pop-up ads?
On the computer.
Yeah, we have online stores, right? So when we talk about that, what else do we have to talk about?
Where we're gonna store everything to send it away.
Where are you going to store it? How are you going to deliver it? Right? How are you going to distribute your product from an online store to people? Are you going to use, FedEx home delivery? Are you going to use United States Post Office? What are you going to do to differentiate yourself and save some money on shipping and handling from your competitor when it comes to that? Is it going to be timely? Right? How are you going to put all those things out there? So, that really sums up kind of the 4 Ps. I don't know what else you guys think of when you were doing some of those products or projects, what were some of the things that you guys thought of along the lines of your target market?
I think
How to get the consumer groups to
How to get them right, how to get them, and that's what your slogan kind of wanted to catch some things, right? You guys did what, a home goods store, right?
Yeah, like try to make your target market like as big as possible, so you don't have to like narrow it down to like a small group of people.
Right.
So
The,
Yeah.
maybe you can make more money that way.
right, the bigger your target market, the more consumers you have to go after, right? And the more traffic you'll have in your stores, which hopefully you can convert to potential buyers, right? Now you guys with your home goods store is it's kind of high end, right? I mean, so something that, so what's one thing that you guys can do to differentiate yourself from, say, Pier 1 Imports?
That's a home goods store.
That's a home goods store out on Lake Wolf Road.
Um,
How would you get your name out there?
commercials.
Commercials, right?
We go to the TV.
Right?
Newspaper.
What about maybe going directly to the builders, and when they have like a model home, making sure that your guys' furniture is in the model home, right? Things of that nature. So you want to really kind of think out of the box when we're doing some of that. All right. What else we got? You guys were
Just call.
Seafood restaurant.
the seafood restaurant, right? So a big thing in your area, right? We don't have an ocean nearby, right? So what's a big thing for you guys to get a hold of?
Location.
Right, location and how you get your product to sell, right? So you're going to have to try and find ways to bring in lobsters to the Albany area, you know, at a reasonable price so you can compete with some of these bigger outfits, right? And some of these national chain type seafood places like Red Lobster and thing, right? I don't know what I have for the 4 Ps. Why don't we turn, I'm gonna hand out a worksheet and we'll go over some of that stuff. And we'll put down 4 Ps and we'll all create a little quick company and we'll do the 4 Ps of each company right now on a worksheet. It's okay to get together in groups and we'll do it kind of as a collaboration, all right? Sound good, guys?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.